Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today we're going to explore putting together an EDC outdoor pouch for a Cub Scout, whether it's a boy or a girl, and I'm talking about ages between 8 to 12 years old. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. Thanks. So many moons ago, I was a scout, and I was a scout for quite a few years, 9 to 10 years. Started, of course, as a Cub Scout. And of course, part of scouting would be to go hiking, camping, and doing scouting stuff. And I thought, well, at least I think now, if I had an EDC kit put together for me then, my life would be so much better, or at least have even more enjoyment doing these scouting things. Now, there was a scout shop in Singapore, and it was a place I would visit maybe once or twice in my entire 10 years as a scout, because it was really far from me and I had to go with someone. And it was always a very interesting place to me because it was old, and I just remember lots of old gear and books and stuff like that. Really fascinating. And I would buy stuff like woggles or scout scarves or pins and badges like that. No knives and such. I'm not even sure if they sold that. But it got me thinking recently, if I could go back in time, or if I were to build a kit now with the knowledge I have now for a Cub Scout, as I said, about 8 to 12 years old, what sort of kit would I build that I think would help them in their scouting journey to learn the skills that they would need and give them the tools, yet keep them safe. So that's a kind of a fine line. That's what we're going to discuss today, and this is the pouch that I've put together, and I'd love to hear your thoughts along the way as well. So I do have a little pouch, and you know that one of my favorite pouches of this kind or this style is the Vibrate VE10, and I've reviewed this before. You can check out the link in the card above or the description below. I think it's good to have a little morale patch, and if you can give a name tag, I think that works to personalize it as well. So let's open it up. So I'll zip it up. Now, the whole idea behind this kit is to be lightweight. Remember, we're talking about 8 to 12 years old, so they'll be putting this into their backpack, and it can't be too heavy. And safety, again, very important. But then trying to use this kit to instill skills, values, and just different good things in them, so that they could, bring this out through the rest of their life. So this is the kit I put together that I think would fit the requirements I have for a Cub Scout and what I would want them to have. So let's start from the left, and we of course need a flashlight, and this is an Olight i3T, so nice and small and handy, and of course for a kid it would feel just right, or even maybe on the bigger side depending how big the kit is. Then I have a knife, which brings an interesting discussion, and that is, how old do you think it's appropriate for a kid to be to give them a knife? So just think about it for a second, and I've got two questions for you. What's the best age to give a kid a knife, and why is it 3 months old? No, I'm just kidding. But what age do you think you should give a kid? Ask my wife, how old do you think a kid should be before you give them a knife? She said 16 years old. I said she was crazy. 16 years old. At 18 years old, they're supposed to take a rifle and go to war. There's no way they pick up a knife at 16. So my personal thoughts, if I go back to my experience, I was probably playing with knives maybe 7 years old. So I think 8 years old is definitely old enough. And the knife I've chosen is the Victorinox Bantam. It's lightweight, at least with these nylon scales as well. It's just a single layer 2-tool knife with the single blade. And it's of course a slip joint, no locking blade. And then there's the combo tool, which is of course a screwdriver, cap lifter, wire stripper. And then there are the scale tools in the form of the tweezers and the toothpick as well. I think this is a good knife because it teaches them how to use a slip joint. At 8 years old, this might even be a tough pull to try to pull it out. I do remember when I was that young and playing around with a Swiss Army knife, it would take me some effort, but I would have to learn, and I have to learn how to open it and close it safely. So I think this is good for knife discipline and just to teach them how to open and close a knife safely and without being scared of it. Now, the other choice I had, I was thinking, because we're talking about scouting, camping, going out, would be the Victorinox Walker. Now, it's basically essentially the same tool, except this is a 2-layer knife, and there is the addition of a wood saw over here. But I figured, as a first knife to 8-year-old, I think this would be pretty dangerous for them in several ways, to open and close it, because the pull is a bit stronger, so they might not have that strength. You can hear that snap. And also, just to open it up, you need to dig your thumbnail in, and that could easily snap and hurt them. So I felt, okay, this is probably not a good idea. Go with the Bantam, but maybe as they get older, 10 years old, after 2 years of working with this knife and learning how to use it, then I can upgrade them to this Walker with the saw. But take note, this is now discontinued, so if you want to do this for your future kids, you better buy it now. But that's my thoughts anyway. But let me know what you think. What do you think is the right age, and what knife would you give them as a first knife? Now we talk about fire making capabilities. I would think that I would want them to learn how to use a ferro rod. I will not want to put matches or a lighter inside, not as they're kind of the first kid at 8 years old, because 2 reasons. They might use it wrongly, so I want to instill discipline in them first. The second thing I also want to think about is maybe their friends happen to open up that pouch, and if there are lighters or matches, they easily play and start a fire. So that's no good. But with a ferro rod, it's not so easy to start a fire, but you can teach them how to use it. Now, obviously, at a young age, it may be hard to use it, but that's all part of learning and achieving something when they finally can. So I have this Light My Fire ferro rod, really good ferro rod in my opinion, and this goes in here, an elastic strap just like that, and then I have a elastic cord over here which I use to just hold it over, and that's just so that it won't fall out completely and won't get lost. Now separately, I do have the striker, and I decided to just separate it. And this is also a whistle, so this can be independently used as a survival whistle right over there, yet at the same time can be used as a striker. And I would also instill in them, if they were to take it out, then just take this S-biner, because I use the S-biner to put everything together. Just if they're going to be using it, then they can just remove it just like that. So I think a ferro rod is a good tool to get them into fire making. In the outdoors, of course, supervised and teaching them the right way. And let me move to the back over here, and I've got a simple compass. Again, basic navigation. This is a cheap compass, but again, at that age, you're really teaching them really basic skills, and just get a sense of direction and how to use a compass. There's a bit of cordage here as well that can be used to put this compass around the neck, or can be separated to be used as cordage for something else. Now with the ferro rod, they will need some kind of a tinder source. If not, or at least in this part of the world, everything is wet. There's no way I can expect them to take a knife, and process wood, get feather sticks, a tinder. It's going to be tough. That can be part of the learning process, but I will give them some tinder. Again, part of the education will be how to use it. I do have some cotton wool infused with Vaseline or petroleum jelly, and I have dry jute, which can be used to create a jute bird's nest to help catch a spark and then create a fire. So all part of the education process, but this is to make their job easier with the ferro rod. Got some gaffer's tape over here, or you can use duct tape, and this is just wrapped around about 5 feet around a plastic card, and that is again just used for many applications. Now on the right, some paracord, about 3 meters here, or 10 feet. So I think one of the basic scouting skills is knotting, right? We learn basic knots. So I have paracord. I've also got some Kevlar thread, so 2 different sort of cordage for him or her to try knots on, because besides tying knots with the same thickness of cord, you also want to practice between different materials or different thicknesses of cordage. So this is where that comes in. And finally behind, it's a bit of a first aid kind of a kit. So a little kit with an alcohol swab, some band-aids, Nothing, too crazy, no purity tabs or anything like that. And this is really just at that age to teach them how to attend to their own little cuts and how to use a plaster. I've also got some eye drops here. Out in the outdoors, easy to get dirt and dust in the eyes. If they need, they can flush that out. And then we've also got some really colorful kids style insect repellent stickers, so they can stick this on their shirt or on their shorts to just keep those mozzies away. And that's it. And one final item, you might have seen it here, which fits perfectly in this netted part of the pouch, and this is the Bushcraft Parang's Bushcraft Challenge coin. And I've done a video on this previously. You can check it out in the link in the card above or the description below. But if you haven't seen it, this is a custom designed challenge coin, especially for the bushcraft community. Lots of symbolism, lots of message. You can see a basic message on this side: bushcraft knowledge before gear. And that's really about, reminding the child, the scout, to always work on their skills, improve their skills and knowledge before they think even about expensive gear. Of course, many more pieces of symbolism, and over on the other side there's learn, survive, adapt and thrive, with that tree of learning and then those compass points there as kind of the guiding principles of bushcraft. So this is something that they can keep with them all the time as a reminder of, I guess, the spirit of being outdoors and the good values that bushcraft should instill in them.